Ice Age, one of the best franchises known to mankind, that slowly started deteriorating over time. Produced by Blue Sky Studios, Ice Age was known as one of the best films to date. Starting in 2002, for us, let's just go over some of its villains. Because there were definitely some good ones, and some that kind of just fell off toward like the end of Ice Age. Thanks to you, Disney. And I'm just gonna go review over the villains one by one from each Ice Age franchise. So starting off with the first Ice Age, coming out in 2002, was about Manny, Sid, and Diego on their way to deliver a baby to their family, but had to encounter this guy, Soto, mainly one of the leaders of the saber-toothed tigers. This guy was an absolute brute. He wanted to kill that entire family and their baby because of what they did to their pack. And over time, they tried to kill the single-handed baby, but mainly gave the job to Diego. After in which Diego grew a heart and decided to go with them, Soto decided, yeah, you know what, this guy's about to go. So he tries to kill Diego, almost succeeds, and then he and his pack tries to take out Manny, fails, it just leads to his death. It's probably one of the most brutal ways to die so far in Ice Age. But that was Soto, so that's that. Overall, not a bad villain for the first movie. Next to come in 2006 was Ice Age 2: The Meltdown. Not exactly the best Ice Age movie. I would probably point out as it being the weakest. And also in terms of mainly just them. Mainly just in terms of just Manny, Sid, Diego, and new recruits Crash and Eddie and Ellie. Mainly just escaping most parts of the world because of the ice caps melting and starting an absolute water rage or something. I don't know, it's been a while since I've seen these movies. Well, in any cases, it immediately just follows them just leaving the island because of water rising and starting a flood. And it immediately follows out with this guy, Fast Tony. While I don't think he's a villain, nor a hero, he's just a fool. Let's just be real here. He's not an actual villain, but, he's rude. But what here is to come are these two, Cretaceous and Maelstrom. Both of these guys are just set to hunt these guys and just kill them. They're definitely the weakest Ice Age villains, in my opinion. If anything, the most underrated, yet the most weakest. Yet I still find these two funny, or just find these two determined to kill. They're animals, they gotta eat, but, they've been stuck in an ice cap for, years. So, yeah, it's time for them to eat. And, yeah, they can't speak or anything because, they're animals. Wait, so is Soto, but, we're gonna ignore that right now. As, both of them were defeated by a rock after Manny almost drowns. But yeah, these two are definitely the most underrated, yet the weakest of all the Ice Age villains. And next is, in 2009, Ice Age 3: Dawn of the Dinosaurs. I will definitely say this is my favorite Ice Age movie out of all of them. This is just only my personal opinion. You can take credit from whatever it is. So in this movie, Sid finds himself 3 dinosaur eggs and takes care of them, only to have the actual Mama T-Rex steal Sid and the 3 kids because it's her kids. And then Manny, Diego, and the other characters, as Ellie has a kid, as long as a new weasel found in the earth being named Buck. As he sets out to find out about this mother T-Rex and bring back Sid to them, but their only challenge awaits this monster, named by Buck, Rudy. One of the biggest and baddest Ice Age villains out there. If you thought Cretaceous and Maelstrom were big, no. This guy is huge. Because of Manny's size being bigger than a human, Rudy could probably be even larger than all proportions. In all honesty, he tries to kill Buck for all of his life, devoting his entire life to it, even as far as holding a grudge to him because of his intelligence. And obviously fails miserably to the Mama T-Rex. And according to the size comparison, he could be even as big as the biggest dinosaur, Argentinosaurus. And of course, because I'm a dinosaur nerd, let's be real. Meaning Rudy could be up to about, 85 or something feet tall. That's pretty big for an animal that size. Because, well, Rudy is built different. Next, in 2012, came Ice Age 4 Continental Drift. After, of course, the tectonic plates start splitting up thanks to good old Scrap, because he likes to screw things up. And after in which everyone just goes into hiding. After Manny, Diego, and Sid all get split up. Oh yeah, and Sid's grandmother as well, but we're ignoring that right now. As they get separated from Ellie, Crash and Eddie, and their newly born daughter, Peaches. No, not Princess Peach. I'm not getting to that. But in all honesty, it's a good movie. And also introduces a really great villain. Which we'll get to now. As this villain, Captain Gut. One of the most cruelest villains and most intelligent, besides Rudy, one of the most intelligent of Manny's enemies. I mean, of all of the Ice Age franchise. He's mainly a Gigantopithecus. I probably said that incorrectly. But mainly is a pirate who mainly takes all control of the seas. And after which holds a grudge against Manny after he destroyed his ship. This guy was able to show some decent intelligence in this. But mainly what comes down to is his strength. He was able to move a giant block of ice while in production of his new ship. And he even used his intelligence toward the end to hold Ellie and Peaches hostage. And of course at the end was defeated by, of course, my-brain-looking fish things. I don't even know what the heck they're called. But in all honesties, Captain Gut is definitely the best villain out there. Next to come, in 2016, Ice Age 5 Collision Course. I don't like this movie. I just don't. Like, the asteroid is coming down thing is just boring to an already slowly decaying franchise. I mean, if anything, this movie was just a thorn in the rear for the whole Ice Age movie. Like, this was the movie that made the whole franchise decline. Like, its characters were stupid. Buck doesn't even know what the heck he's doing. And, I mean, Scrat, I know he screws everything up because he's Scrat. But, I mean, there's just more to it. And its villains aren't even villains at all. They're just these dino birds that just hate Buck. Obviously, I don't know these guys because I haven't seen Collision Course. All I know is that these guys just hate Buck and that's that. All I know is that they became villains at the end. Or no, they became villains so often, but they just became heroes toward the end after one of those smaller guys just grew a heart. I think that bird's name was Roger. I have no idea. I have no idea who the heck these guys are. All I know is they're kind of bad at being villains. Like, Cretaceous and Maelstrom, or Maelstrom, I know that they don't have a lot of screen time despite them being villains. But, they're at least threatening, unlike these guys. They're just birds, they're just dinosaurs with wings. And, of course, obviously, they don't give a crap. And, obviously, I don't care about them either. Honestly, I just don't care about this movie. You could just get rid of this movie, and it wouldn't even affect the whole movie. Just don't watch Collision Course, okay? Just don't. So now it's time for me to rank all the villains. The Dino Birds are dead last. They suck at villains. They're just the worst villains ever. Cretaceous and Maelstrom, I mean, they're impressive villains. They are menacing, but they just lack screen time. Rudy is definitely one of my favorites, but doesn't stack up compared to everyone else. Soto comes in second, just because he was the first Ice Age villain and is definitely threatening. But the one who takes the cake is Captain Gut. He's just got intelligence and the brute strength to become the ultimate Ice Age villain.